Hello and welcome, my name is Old Mechanicum or Mekh, and today, as you can see, we're going to be looking at for Warhammer the Horus Heresy 3rd edition box set. Age of Darkness, Saturine, Urine, I don't care. So those who normally visit my channel, or if this is your first time, welcome. There are other videos. Most of the stuff I do is about Gundam mobile suits for setting and Gunpla kits, like this little one here, this tiny one here. And I make reviews in that for my sponsor Gunpla UK. Well, Gunpla UK don't deal with Warhammer, but my origins in model making is Warhammer. I started doing Warhammer in 2004, 2003, where I got to a point, my first army was Tyranids, but I got to a point where I just played Orcs. And with Orcs, you love to kit bash. So I buy a lot of models these days just to kit bash. And that's what I'll probably do a couple of other parts in this. But however, unfortunately this box set, the 3rd edition of Horus Heresy, has not been received well. So much so that a lot of stores who are selling this have reduced its price. I brought mine from Alchemist Workshop, where it was already a cheap 150 quid. But they reduced the price further. And because they did that, they kindly sent me a voucher for £18 to make up for it, which is great. I can't fault Alchemist Workshop. They're great for Warhammer or any tabletop stuff you're looking for. They sell it cheap than most other people. I brought more kits from them. Recently I brought a Knight, a Chaos Knight, a Gorkanaut, Gazcol, I think an Auroch War Boss, because I'm going to use him instead of Gazcol. Then I brought that Gazcol. And I was going to do kit bashing between this and all those kits to make 2 models. But enough about that. Future Mekh will put a picture of all the kits up, so you can all see what I'm on about. And hopefully later on you'll see the finished piece. But yeah, without further ado, let's have a look in this box. Alright, let's try and get into the box. It is heavy. When the package came, it came with 2 other kits. It came with a Chaos Knight and Gorkanaut, but they were light. The whole package was 7 kilos, and most of that is this box set. So I got the previous box set when Horus Heresy, was it 1st edition came out? Oh, it's tape. And that was a hefty box alone as well, and that came with the massive tank. I can't remember what it's called now. But yeah. Before we open up, let's have a look at the artwork. And what I like about GW these days is a lot of their artwork is just Photoshop stuff. So they take pictures of the models, and then they'll get an artist to Photoshop all the art around. But kind of like the Chaos Knight I got done by Artist Empire. Great artists. Look them up. They're great for commissions and stuff like that, if you want to make your miniatures pop with a proper artwork. But yeah, if we open up the box, big old heavy box. You can see here there's artwork all along the sides, and they are really pushing this dreadnought. It's hard to see on this camera sometimes because my light's in the wrong place. So if you take a look at all the stuff along the side, all the art is just for that dreadnought mostly. And on the back there, you got pictures of the actual miniatures and what you get in the box and all that bollocks. So yeah. So as we open up, first thing I noticed, which I actually like, is this measuring stick. And as you can see here, it's an old one from 2012. I did not know they made this in 2012. This is the first time I've seen this, and I've worked for GW in 2015. And up to that point, I was really heavily into GW. So for me to only see a 2012 product now, this one, I've not seen this exact one before. That's really cool. These have always been standard in Warhammer model games until 8th edition. They got rid of these in 8th edition, which is a shame, because I love the template weapons. But look, this is just packed to the brim with parts and bits and bobs, and oh my god, it's like loads of weapon sprues, like upgrade sprues for champions and that. The idea was I was going to sell some parts of this, but god, I could easily make a Deathwatch squad. I got Deathwatch squad spare parts. So, you know, making one of those would be easy. It's like 1, 2, there's 4 upgrade sprues. So probably 4 squads of standard Marines. There's 2 special weapon sprues to give those squads special weapons. This would be that big boy, the big captain in the big Terminator armor, Saturine armor. Then you got the standard Praetorian for the Iron Warriors. Looks, the details on some of these just look amazing. They really outdone themselves, GW, as of late, when it comes to detailing miniatures. Then we got one part of, looks like the base part of the turret system for the Tarantula. Then we have what looks like the Dreadnought bits. So each toe, toes are separate. These are really well detailed kits. I'm gonna love kit bashing it. I think this is a weapon sprue for Dreadnought, or one of. Then we got tokens, objective markers. That's really cool. They've included objective markers in this. Some Saturine Terminator parts. So you've got the captain one now, you've got the squads. More of the Dreadnought. Again, like I said, I am just going to be kit bashing the shit out of it, so it's nice to see the parts. And this is for turret system, which I will be using on the night. And the Gorkamanaut mix. But GW have upped their game recently with just how detailed their miniatures are getting. So that's, yeah, so this must be this side. Yeah, so here we have 2 sprues for the standard Iron Warrior Marines Mark III armor. They're more Saturn Guard Terminators, and then more Marines. So it's like, I don't know. I think there's, I don't know how many enough. I don't know how many parts are completely. I can't remember how many models you can get of each. Then we've got a lovely little protective cardboard bit to separate this half from this. But again, we've got the box art right there. So that's there, as you can see, with all the imprints from the sprues. That's why they make this so thick. But it's that side you want anyway, most of the time. Right, and then we got, this is what makes it the heaviest thing. The whole rule book. So, originally, when they brought box sets like this out, like say Battle for McCrag from 5th edition, was it 4th edition? Where it was the Orcs versus Ultramarines. You got like a tiny little pamphlet. And ever since then, every time they brought out a 2-army set for like 40k or Fantasy or Age of Sigmar, you got like a condensed version of the rules. Whereas every time I've had a Horus Heresy box set, it comes with not only condensed version of the rules, but a whole rule book that normally you'd have to, for 40k, you have to buy this separately. And this will have all, not just like rules, but have lore and explaining, you know, more in-depth expressions and stuff like that. It's just, It's just, I love it. I love this kind of thing where it's just a nice book full of lore, not just rules. And I have artwork and everything. So even if this becomes hard to shift, if anything, it's just lovely to have a rule book with all the rules in it. Let's put this back in here. It is nice to have it. So I've still got the rule book from the other one. So, and from what I remember, Horus Heresy is just simplified 40k 4th edition. So, but unlike 40k, you're not really against Xenos races. You're against other, like demons and other space marine races, other chapters or legions. We'll have to leave it out. That down on one side. What else have we got here? So we've got Introduction, Rules, and Miniature Guide as well. I see. So it takes you through like your first battle with these miniatures, which is pretty cool. So you get 2 units of free Saturn and maybe 2 units of Iron Warriors. So there's weapons of Dark Ages, Legionnaire, Veteran. So Veteran has special weapons, Centurion, Saturn Praetor, Saturn Terminator. Don't at me for how I'm pronouncing shit. It's just how you get it. So yeah, so there's 6 Terminators. And judging by the amount of backpacks you get, I think there's maybe 10 or 20. I think there's about 10. 10 warriors, standard marines. And then of course you've got 2 leaders, the Praetor and the Legionnaires, and oh, it's Mark II. I thought it was Mark III. Or do you get both? Do you get Mark II and a Mark III? And you get Mark II veterans. Ah, so it's all Mark II. I thought it was Mark III armor. Where did I read it was Mark III? Weird. So I might not keep these for myself. I can either use them in conversions to make mega knobs or sell them on, I think. As nice as these Terminators are, they're just not really my cup of tea. But it's a Dreadnought I'm after. That's what I'm always after, because otherwise I'm going to have to wait God knows how long until they release it separately for models. So it's just quicker for me to buy this box set. If people really don't want to play the rule set, they can still use the models. Shouldn't really be an issue. Especially with Mark II Marines. But I like the fact it gives you 2 blank chess pieces and and 2 Imperial and 1 Horus. But it looks like it's quite a hefty kit. And by the way I like to build things, I probably won't put these on. I'll use these parts for like doing the Imperial York Knight I'm going to be doing. But a lot of the other parts, yeah, so there'll be a lot of mix matching and armor plates I'll be leaving off, stuff like that, and replacing with other things. And it looks like it's pretty good, yeah. The models themselves look great. Even on, I think the game ain't going to be that good, but there's all the bases for everything tucked away in there. And there are the dice and the other base. So just standard D6 with a scatter die. Nothing special there. Big old base for that's quite a. So I got the Chaos Dreadnought or the Fiend here, and that's what a standard Dreadnought size is. Base. Look at the size difference. So this Dreadnought's gonna be huge. And to be fair, all this plastic for 150 quid, not too bad actually. And the last one I think was 150 retail. This one's 200 retail at GW, the last I checked. But to be fair, as someone who doesn't play Horus Heresy, it's not a bad set for me. The models look great. I can't deny that. So what I'd probably do is I'm going to try and sell, I say sell. But I'll probably try and get rid of these Terminators. I might keep Iron Warriors, because I like Iron Warriors. So the Mark II stuff I might keep and turn them into Chaos Iron Warriors for 40k. Because these are brand new. These are from 2025. These are from 2025. The only thing that isn't from 2025 is the ruler and the templates. Everything else is brand spankers. But yeah, you get 2 of these ones. 2 of those ones. Just by looking at the sprues, there are 1, 2. So there's 5 Marines per one of these. You get 2 of them, and then 2 of these. So I think that's 20. I'll have to double check how much you're supposed to get in here. It should say on the back. That I'm going to be kit bashing with Imperial Knight. Those are just fun to have. I might paint those up and dry brush them. So what I might do is I'll paint them all silver, do all the things in black, and then I'm going to dry brush them to weather them. So that's part of the Dreadnought. So these are, and again, for all of these, you get 1 for each squad. So you get 2 special weapons for veterans, sprue sets. You get 4 commander sprue sets. So it's not a bad. It's not a bad set. You get so many options. I can't really fault on for the miniatures themselves, even if the rules may be dog shit. I think that's what people's main sticking point with this set is that the rules are dog shit. New rules. So yeah, so that's that's supposed to be. Doesn't actually matter the way they've done this, because you saw the decals at the bottom. The way you've done this, you could either set it up as 2 different armies for playing 1v1, or you could use a whole box set to make your own whole army for Horus Heresy. Make a whole army just out of this one box set. So 150 quid is not bad. You might have to buy some extra vehicles, which is not an issue. I might make this bad boy, paint him, do him an Iron Warriors livery, because people like Iron Warriors. So again, I can't believe this is from 2012. I don't even remember this from 2012. But it's cool they've included it, nonetheless. I've got to put this in, didn't I? Silly me. Oh well, they won't be in there much longer. I'll be taking them all out and to get to stuff. But yeah, there we have it. The unboxing of the Horus Heresy Saturn. So yeah, so I would suggest if you just want the models, maybe wait a bit. This is not a bad set, but I wouldn't buy it from Games Workshop directly. I'd probably buy it from Alchemist Workshop because I still got this in stock for last I checked. So I'll put a link below for them. But yeah, if you want to, there are mixed things about the third edition I've heard. So again, like I said, I don't play it anymore. I just build and paint. That's why I went to Gunpla because it's cheaper. From what I've heard is that the rules suck now compared to the second edition. Second edition was doing some good things, and then when they made the third edition, they got rid of a lot of stuff. Kind of reminds me of when they jumped from 7th to 8th. They got rid of a lot of stuff from my orcs. But yeah, if you want these models and you can't wait for them to be released individually, get this box set. Alchemist Workshop got a bunch of them, got them dead cheap. I think the last time I saw them, in fact I'll check now, and Future Mekh will put up information on how much they are right now in Alchemist Workshop, because I think that would actually make it worth the while, worth the price. Collectible note tabletop, Warhammer Horus Heresy. Let's go there. So yeah, so on right now, Alchemist Workshop, you're paying £138 for this box set, instead of the $200 that I believe GW are still selling it for. Let's have a quick look. Horus Heresy new release. Yeah. So GW is still trying to shift this box set for £195, or you could get it from Alchemist Workshop for 130 odd. Save yourself what, 60 quid, just over 60 quid. With the models in this, from what I've seen, the models are very nice. So if you want those models, buy from Alchemist Workshop. But anyway, that is Warhammer Horus Heresy 3rd edition. Hope you liked the review. If you did like it, like and subscribe. You know, slash that like button with a beam saber. Shoot that subscribe button with a beam rifle. And drop a comment like a colony down below on what you think about this box set. What you think about the miniatures you have seen. And whether or not you would like to see me build one and paint one. Not all the whole kit. I ain't doing that. You'd be lucky if I do that. It'll probably take me a few fucking years. But if you want to, you know, want me to build one and then paint one for everyone to watch, why not? Also, if you have no comments on the box set, what's your favourite legion from the Horus Heresy? What's your favourite army from 40k, be it Xenos or Imperium? But until then, remember, knowledge is power. Bye now. And all that other fun stuff. Totty! Damn dog. So yeah, so what we'll do is we'll open this up and we'll see what's inside it. It's a bloody heavy box. Right, so without further ado, let's get into it. Cut. 3 fucking intros. And still the third one, the best one you can do. The fucking dog's barking. Let's try this again. We're going to stop recording, just do a new recording.